All right, today is a review of circles. So this is 1.3. A couple definitions to start with. A circle is a set of points in the xy plane that are of fixed distance r from a fixed point hk. So r is the radius, the fixed distance r, and then the fixed point hk is the center of the circle. So those are the vocab words. Then what we're going to learn today is the standard form of an equation. So if you have the radius r and the center hk, you can write the equation of a circle in the form of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So we have a couple examples to do today. The first example is write the standard form of the equation. Sorry, let me get this set up. Of the circle with radius 5 and center -3, 6. So when they give you all that information, it's pretty straightforward from here. So I'm just going to rewrite it as r equals 5, and then h k is -3, 6. So that's our h and that's our k. So I'm going to write the standard form, and then I'm just going to plug in what we know. So here's the standard form, x minus h squared and then plug in all those values. So x minus -3 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 5 squared. And then you want to simplify the inside of the parentheses, but you want to leave it in that same form as your final answer. So our final answer is going to be x plus 3 squared. Get rid of that minus -3. Okay, and you want to leave it in this form and not multiply everything out, because that is standard form, and that's what we're learning today. Okay, example 2, graph the equation x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 16. So now we have to graph it. They give us similar information, so I'm just going to write the standard form. Let's go back up here and look at it. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared. Okay, and then I'm just going to rewrite this given equation to look like this one down here. So I want it to say x minus, that means h would need to be -3 to make it this x plus 3 up here. And then y minus, y minus 2. And then this is 4 squared. Okay, so that tells me that h is -3, k is +2, and r is 4. And now I can graph with that information. So that means my center is hk, which is -3, 2. So now I can graph that over here. So I'm just going to draw out my graph. All right, so center -3, 2, so -3 up 2, so that's right here. And then since I know the radius is 4, so I can do 4 points. I can do a point straight down, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be straight down from here to -2. Okay, and then straight right to here to +1, because we're going 4 to the right, and then 4 up, so that's going to get me up to that's actually going to get me up to 6. So I need to go all the way up here. And then 4 to the left, so that should get me to -7. And then that is my circle. If it doesn't look like a circle, if it's not the same distance all the way around, then you might have graphed a little bit incorrectly, but that's your circle. So this is -3, 2, -2. This is -3, +2. This is 1, 2. This is -3, 6. And -7, 2. And that's the answer there. All right, and then one more example today. Example 3. For the circle given here, find the intercepts, which are the x and y intercepts, if any, of its graph. So sometimes it doesn't have any. Okay, let's think about this just for a second. So sometimes you can have a circle like way up here, right? And it never crosses, here's the x-axis or the y-axis. See how it will never cross either of those? So that one has no intercepts, but this one's gonna have some intercepts. So we're gonna go ahead and try to solve it. So we're gonna start with the x-intercepts. And remember, when you want x-intercepts, you need to set the y value equal to 0 so that it can cross the x-axis. So we're just going to rewrite the equation. With y equal to 0. And we're just going to solve from here. This becomes -2 times -2 becomes a +4. Okay, and now I get to subtract that 4. Now from here, you should be able to, I know you can do like a quadratic equation or set it up a different way, but when you have everything inside of parentheses and then squared, you can get rid of that squared by taking the square root of both sides. But remember, whenever you take the square root of something, the answer is the positive and negative value of that square root of 12, okay? And then if we break that down, that becomes positive -2 square root of 3. And then our final answer is x equals -3 plus or minus 2 square root of 3. Okay, so you could write it like that, or if it asks for the decimal form, that's -3 plus 2 square root of 3, which is 0, which is approximately 0.46. And then the other one is x equals -3 minus 2 square root of 3, which is approximately -6.46. So you should be able to plug that into your calculator yourself. So you can try that on your own, okay? So now we're going to go back to the y. We got to go solve for the y-intercept as well. So those are 2 spots where it crossed the x. Now we need to find 2 spots, if there's 2, where it crosses the y-axis. So in that case, we need to set x equal to 0. So we're going to do 0 plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 16. Leave your parentheses there. Subtract that 9. And then this is where you're going to take that square root to get rid of it over here. And remember your positive or negative value of the square root of 7. 7 doesn't break down, so we're going to leave it like that. So y equals 2 plus or minus the square root of 7. And if we need to do decimals, 2 plus the square root of 7 equals approximately 4.65. And 2 minus the square root of 7 is approximately -0.65. So basically on the y-axis, those two spots are where the circle crosses through. And then earlier we found the two spots where where the circle crosses the x-axis. So you could plot the circle from this information.